Eliza dreamt of more than her small cottage, more than her meagre possessions, more than her husband Thomas, a kind but simple woodcutter. She craved silks, not homespun. She desired jewels, not wildflowers. She yearned for power, not contentment. The villagers whispered of a hidden glen, a place of power where wishes were granted, for a price. Eliza, consumed by her desires, sought out the glen. She found it bathed in moonlight. A figure stood in the clearing, tall, dark, eyes like burning coals. This was no spirit of light. This was something ancient, something powerful, something dangerous. This was the devil. "You desire wealth?" The devil's voice, a low rumble, shook the ground. Eliza, though afraid, stood firm. "Yes," she breathed, her voice barely a whisper. "I want to be rich beyond my wildest dreams." The devil smiled, a chilling, predatory expression. "It is always wealth," he sighed. His voice was like crackling flames. "Very well, it shall be yours." He extended a hand. "But every deal has a price, a soul for your fortune. What say you?" Eliza hesitated. Her gaze fell on the simple wooden ring on her finger. Thomas. Her heart ached, but the lure of wealth was too strong. "I accept," she whispered, her voice cracking. The next morning, Thomas was gone, vanished. No trace, no word, just an empty space beside her, cold and vacant. Eliza had her wish. A chest overflowing with gold now sat at the foot of her bed, but it felt like a tombstone. Eliza was now the wealthiest woman in the village. She had everything she ever thought she wanted, yet she felt emptier than ever before. Guilt gnawed at her. Loneliness was her only companion. Sleep offered no escape. She was haunted by nightmares. Thomas, his face twisted in fear, reaching out to her, his voice a mournful echo calling her name. She would wake up in a cold sweat, the weight of her actions crushing her. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Her wealth brought her no joy. Her fine clothes felt like a shroud. The food at her table tasted like ash. She had betrayed the one person who had truly loved her. And for what? For trinkets? For empty rooms? Eliza returned to the glen. "Please," she begged, falling to her knees before the devil. "I made a mistake. Take it back. Take my wealth. Take everything. Just bring him back." The devil regarded her, a flicker of amusement in his fiery eyes. "Mortals," he sighed. The sound was like a gust of wind through a graveyard, so quick to desire, so quick to regret. Eliza, tears streaming down her face, emptied her pockets. Jewels scattered on the ground, shimmering under the pale moonlight. "It's not enough," she sobbed. "I'll spend the rest of my days making amends. Just please bring him back." The devil extended his hand, this time not to make a deal, but to help her up. "He is yours," he said, his voice surprisingly gentle. "Perhaps this will teach you what true wealth is." When Eliza returned to the village, Thomas was there. He rushed to her, his embrace warm and familiar. She clung to him, her heart overflowing. She had been given a second chance, and this time she wouldn't waste it.